recently came across a business owner who has been wanting to move from their current accounting system or bookkeeping system and move on to Xero. But they lacked direction and they were unsure on how this is going to happen. And they were really, really scared, like, oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if I don't have any history? Without talking to any professional, that business owner had a lot of fears. Again, we can't blame the business owner. There was lack of education. I don't know what happened, what was the missing gap. I thought maybe this is something that a lot of other business owners are facing as well. So let's talk about how do we make it easy for us to convert from one software to another software. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Neha's Bookkeeping Corner, where we talk all about bookkeeping and fun stuff and all the money stuff for our businesses. If we were to divide our process for converting our existing accounting file or bookkeeping file through to, say, Xero in this instance, let's just say it was on 𝐁𝐨𝐬𝐵 or QuickBooks or whatever software they were on, and they are looking at all the add-ons and everything that is really helping their other business friends while they're using Xero, and they really want to get converted. Before you even commence that, you want to almost do like an analysis as to what to expect if you're serious about the move from one software to the other. So look at the goals. So what we do is we look at what systems clients already have. Let's just say I'll actually give you two examples here. We had one client who was ready to move to Xero. We're on 𝐁𝐴 for a very long time. But when we looked at their system at that time was created in a way that it would talk to 𝐁𝐴. The minute their contractors were putting the timesheets, it was actually spitting out payroll and invoices. Now, to move to Xero, they would have had to change the system. And at that time, they weren't ready for it. So that was not the right time for them to make the change. And they didn't have the right systems that could prove to us that changing to Xero was the right decision at that point in time. So we stopped there and we continued with improving their 𝐁𝐴. Whereas example 2 would be of someone who is on 𝐁𝐴 and is on the road a lot. It really made sense to use Xero. A lot of trades, medical services, a lot of them use Xero, especially trades. They want to go, let's just say carpenter does a job and they want to get paid straight away. They can connect everything to their phone app and get paid. So it makes sense for someone like them to use Xero. So we've got a lot of people in trades where they were using things like 𝐷𝐸, which talks to Xero and makes life so much easier for them. All right, let's talk about 5 steps that is going to make your life easy. Number 1, once you've made the decision that this is the right thing to do, you want to pick up the date of changeover. A lot of times people will say, all right, first of the financial year is the best time. It's not, it's right. It's a great time to do it then. However, at that time, not all businesses have time to do the changeover. A lot of businesses actually prefer around Christmas time because that's when they're closed. They can focus on their admin work and everything. And that's when they make change. Actually, it doesn't make a difference. So things that you or your bookkeeper will look out for is you might have to lodge 2 different single touch payrolls at the end of the year. You know, that's about it. And it's not hard. Okay. So if end of financial year doesn't suit you and say, let's just say Christmas is quite a time, this is okay. It is okay to do it, because when you're using a bookkeeper or an accountant to do the conversion, and they will hopefully use a strong converter like jet converters, they will bring history across from 𝐁𝐴, and you can then have all those comparatives and all that history within Xero. Number 2, I call it pack your bags. So what that means is making sure all the data goes from 𝐁𝐴 through to Xero. So in that pack your bag process, you also want to make sure, you know, the banks are reconciled. Let's just say you decided that from 1st of January 2026, you will be moving on to Xero. Then you want to make sure that in 𝐁𝐴, before you start conversion, everything is reconciled, everything is clean in MYOB as of 31st of December 2025. Once you've packed your bags, you've made sure everything is okay in MYOB. Number 3 is drop it into Xero. Drop your bags within Xero, right? So we picked up the date, we then packed our bags, we then dropped it into Xero because it's going to carry all the historical information. Now, different systems will have different things, right? So some converters will convert only up to 2 to 3 years worth of data. We've had where we've used an organization that was actually able to bring out 10 years worth of history as well. So depending on what you need, you can choose how much history you want to bring across to Xero. Some people don't want to bring any history across into Xero because they know their previous software was not doing the right thing. And we've done that conversion where we've started everything within Xero, and that has been working fine. Number 4 is your 7-day smoothie, right? What that means is for 1 week, for the first week, reconcile daily, make your bank rules, do all the boring stuff that's quite important, do GST check, make sure everything is getting matched up. So that's something that will assure you that your new system is working fine. Number 5, and the last one, is match and celebrate. What I mean by that is you compare, the different balances in your old system to the new system, comparing your accounts payable, comparing your accounts receivable, comparing the bank balance. Once you are assured that that all is correct, you are on the right track. You just need to make sure you don't put any new data within MYOB. You're starting Xero from here on, okay? So things generally go wrong where people have converted, all that information is in Xero, and now they're still using MYOB. That is a very dangerous thing to do, so don't do that, okay? Well, on that note, thank you very much for listening to me. I really hope this was useful, and I really hope if something is stopping you from the move, because you think that, changing to Xero or any other software for that matter is going to really help you change your life. If you're not confident of you doing yourself, you want to contact a professional to do it. On that note, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Let's stay in touch. Follow us on YouTube at Neha942. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at 0394249447.